Hi there, welcome back to the Roundtable channel. I'm your host Steven, and today I'll be talking about some of my favorite albums from Whitesnake. After the review of Still Good to Be Bad, the deluxe edition that came out last week, I decided to revisit my collection and kind of go through some of my favorites. I will not rank them best to worst because they kind of change depending on my mood. Like I said, they have been around since '78, and they're a blues rock band first. They kind of became, hard rock video kings in the 80s. So they have, different layers to them, I'm going to say. So depending on my mood, I'll gravitate to that certain album. But these are the albums I keep going back to. So I'll start off with the one I reviewed last week, Good to Be Bad, which came out in 2008. This was David Coverdale's return after about 10 years of inactivity with the Whitesnake banner. And Doug Aldridge, who's was working with Dio, and then when I moved on to the Dead Daisy, had stepped in, and they had toured together, started writing together. I thought it was a great partnership. They kind of brought David Coverdale back. Good to Be Bad is Whitesnake, a little bit more modernized sound, so they get onto radio. Unfortunately, it was on an independent label, so it didn't get as much love as it should have got. But I think it's one of the better comeback albums from a rock band in a long time. I think it remained Whitesnake, yet it remained current for that time. Next up, Come and Get It. This is their 1981 album, their fourth album. Kind of blues rock. I really liked the title track. Child of Babylon is a favorite of mine. It's a kind of an epic track. I like that one a lot. Don't Break My Heart Again is one of my favorite songs from Whitesnake ever. I can listen to that 100 times a day and never get bored of it. So, love it. This is the latest studio album, Flesh and Blood. I thought it was a great album too. Um, Good to See You Again. Hey you make me rock hard. Flesh and Blood, Sands of Time, Trouble Is Your Middle Name. Great mix of rock, great rock album. If you like good hard rock, this is a great album too. I enjoyed this. My favorite with Doug Aldridge in the band, this one called Forevermore. This album really, I thought Good to Be Bad was good. This is even better in my opinion. The bluesy Steal Your Heart Away, Love Will Set You Free, I Need to Shine a Light, and then the epic master Forevermore, phenomenal song. You need to hear this once in your life. Can't forget Whipping Boy Blues and yeah, Whipping Boy Blues. Excuse me. But again, Forevermore needs to be in your collection if you like Whitesnake. Ready and Willing, 1982. I think probably one of the best albums with the classic lineup. Fool for Your Loving, which they redid for Slip of the Tongue. Sweet Talker, Ready and Willing. Carry Your Load, Ain't Gonna Cry No More. Phenomenal tracks on this album. If you like old school Whitesnake blues rock, this is it. I'm gonna go. It's always a toss up between these two. This is the Juggernaut album from 1987. This is Whitesnake's 1987 album. This is the one when MTV, the videos were full fledged, the hair, the 80s hair. But the bottom line, this album was one of the best selling albums of 1987, and it still sounds good today. Still of the Night, Give Me All Your Love, Is This Love, Here I Go Again. You're gonna break my heart again is great. Crying in the Rain, great album, great album. Maybe one of their finest. John Sky's on this album. Guitar playing is phenomenal on this. Now, maybe when then my favorite. Well, I'm not sure. It's always a toss up. Slide It In Today is number one. This is when they kind of went really hard rocker. They still kept their blues on there, but this is the one album I think it's their most consistent album of their catalog. You have Slide It In, Slow It Easy, Love Ain't No Stranger, Standing in the Shadow, Spit It Out, Guilty of Love. This is one of those albums you can't skip a track on here. I think this is probably the most consistent Whitesnake album. and it deserves its place in your collection. If you like Whitesnake, if you like blues, hard rock, this is the album for you. I know everybody's, the 1987 was the biggest seller, but Slide It In, I think maybe it's most consistent with enough with the tracks that you'll like. I don't think this is an album that you will skip songs. Some of the Whitesnake albums you will skip a few or remove them off your playlist. This one, I had a hard time picking which one I would remove. So that's a good sign of an album. And those are my picks for my favorite Whitesnake albums. Let me know what you think of them. Do you like Whitesnake? Did you like these remasters that David Coverdale is currently doing? I am. I think it's a great idea. It brings out different aspects to the albums and to the songs, and I really enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to more. Hopefully, he does Forevermore. I'm looking forward to what he does with that. I'm hoping there's an anniversary edition of that. But those are my picks. So right now, Slide It In from 1984 is my top Whitesnake album, being the most consistent of the bunch. But again, that might change tomorrow. But like I said, right now, going through these, that's my list. I can never have a definitive ranking. I like them too much, and every day I get in a different mood. But that's my taste. You let me know which albums you like best. We definitely would love to hear from you. So hit that like button and subscribe. This is Steven from the Round Table, wishing everyone a fantastic day.